This is our lesson number 50, part 2, regarding natural sapphire inclusions. If you forgot to subscribe yet, please subscribe and enjoy the lesson. In here, we are learning more about the sapphire inclusions in natural stones, not heated. Now look at this. It is very nice picture. We are learning later. Here, this is one of Sri Lanka gem. It is yellow gem, yellow sapphire. It shows prominent angular, superficial chalky spot. When viewed under short-wave UV light. When viewed under short-wave UV light, we can see like this chalky spot. It says it's natural. This is the first time I have seen this reaction in a yellow sapphire, which shows no sign of heat. And all inclusions and spectral information comes under strong 3160. That means 316 nanometers infrared point to an untreated gem. It is mentioning untreated. Occasionally can see this reaction in Madagascar no heat stones also. But this is natural stone, Sri Lanka natural stone. And look at this. It's here inside the natural blue sapphire. Here it is like dog tooth. Look at this. It is like dog tooth inclusion. It is apatite. This is apatite crystal. Apatite is one of the most common inclusions in sapphire. Remember that. Most common inclusions inside the sapphires are apatites. Many of these Sri Lankan sapphires, which have been identified using microraman. It is identified as apatite through the microraman test. So remember this. Now look at this. Negative crystals. The all small things are also negative crystals, and this big one also a negative crystal. You know what is negative crystal? We learned earlier. It is a series of smaller negative crystals surround a larger one within this natural blue sapphire. And look at here, the fingerprint shows all the inclusions are natural inclusions. No any other defect with heat. So this is natural sapphire inclusion. And look at this. This picture is here with the lighting conditions, dark field with blue filter. Dark field, you know the dark field illumination, and the blue filter. With the blue filter, we can use the dark field illumination. It is one of the lighting condition. Plus another one is diffuse fiber optic light. There are two conditions, lighting conditions together used to check this inclusion. Sri Lanka, no heat treated one. And look at here. You can see like discoids-like shapes. Some of the gem testing laboratories, they will misunderstand this as glassy discoid. But this is not glassy discoids. When illuminated with fiber optic light, dislodged, these are the platelets. Inside our blood, we have the platelets. So like that, the shape of this, because of that shape, in gemologists use platelets, the word platelets, with round and elongated shapes are visible in these sapphires. Elongated shapes, see, elongated, as like lines. Elongated shapes also there with round platelets. These are the platelets, natural platelets, not glassy discoids, and these are the elongated shapes. So we can see this kind of inclusions in natural sapphire gemstone. And here it is very beautiful. We saw in earlier in the cover photo. It is a fingerprint inside the gemstone with rectangular healing pattern. This is healing pattern. All the shapes we can see here are rectangular shapes. It is a fingerprint of the stone. So this multicolor fingerprint shows us it is located on or near a prism shape. It is located on or near a prism shape. Because of this rectangular shapes, we can tell that. Then that means prism face parallel to the z-axis. If the prism's face is parallel to the z-axis, the shapes, rectangular shapes we can see here. If it is not parallel, another shape is there. We are learning later. So there are two things. Fingerprint lies on a near to a prism face. Near to a prism face, parallel to the z-axis. So if it is parallel, we can see the rectangular shapes here. If it is not rectangular, we are learning later, then it is not parallel to the prism face. So these are the two things. Here we are enjoying the first thing. Please subscribe and share. And here there is another fingerprint. See the round, another fingerprint here with hexagonal shapes. You can see here, hexagonal shapes. Hexagonal crystals are there. All are crystals, hexagonal, have their own inclusions. Inside the hexagonal, they have their own inclusions, which are actually sapphire inclusions inside sapphire. All inclusions are sapphire inclusions inside the sapphire. Big stone is sapphire, inside sapphire inclusions there. And here we can see the same thing with another picture. Look at the shapes, hexagonal shapes you can see. Hexagonal crystals have their own crystals inside there. This is the fingerprint and the hexagonal bodies are there. These are actually sapphire inclusions inside the sapphire, indicated by their extremely low relief. Extremely low relief. In the dark field illumination, they are difficult to distinguish from the surrounding corundum. But in cross poles, to watch this properly, here we have used dark field illumination and the crossed polars. There are two lighting conditions together. So these dark field illumination and the crossed polars give this picture instead of this picture. This is the original picture we saw, and here it is dark field with crossed polars. We can see this, the same picture, same inclusions. In the dark field, they are difficult to distinguish. With only the dark field, this is difficult. But the crossed polars give this kind of a picture. Cross poles, they appear to be different crystals. But it is corundum crystals inside the corundum. Now here, very nice picture. You can identify these as calcite with micro-Raman technology. These are the calcite crystals inside the gemstone, blue gems. It is an inclusion. It has a triangular zoning pattern at the end. See, triangular zoning pattern is at the end. So it shows us it is no treated, no heat sapphire. And here, another inclusion patterns with some crystals, brown color crystals you can see here. These crystals are phlogopite, mica, phlogopite mica crystals with some inclusions here. Microraman confirmed these Sri Lankan sapphires. Their dark orange brown crystals stand out sharply against this blue background are phlogopite. See, phlogopite. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 here. Phlogopite mica. Now here, another picture here. Graphite, Ola graphite. Look at these. Those are mistakenly identified by the gemologist, some kind of people, as glassy discoids. But this is not glassy discoid. This is natural sapphire. Lighting condition here is dark field illumination and the diffuse fiber optic. With the both lighting conditions, we can see this picture. These sapphires contain several platy metallic crystals, plate-like metallic crystals. While we were unable to obtain an exact match for this particular crystal, nowadays we have identified this as graphite match with the graphite. So this is graphite crystal. These are the parallel lines, not curves. If these lines are curved, we can see it is synthetic. But these are not curved lines, it's a parallel line. So these are not glassy discoids, it is natural. So this is natural sapphire. And here we can see a blast, something happened here with the blast. This was also identified as graphite through the microdrama. When the stone is creation, it happens with some blast. The moment of impact appears as if the sapphire had been shattered by a primary bullet in the chamber. It likes that. But here fingerprint is there. And the parallel lines also there. So microdrama proved this also graphite. And here, yellow sapphire, we can see this with the lighting condition, ultraviolet short wave lighting condition shows us this chalky appearance. This yellow sapphire exhibits a prominent angular superficial chalky spot when you viewed under shortwave UV light. It shows that is a natural one. This is Sri Lankan stone, but sometimes in Madagascar stones, we can see like this. Madagascar and Sri Lanka also. Maybe 3,000 years before, Sri Lanka and Madagascar is one island. Now it is two. This is the first time we have seen this reaction in the yellow sapphire, which shows no sign of heat treatment. All inclusions and spectral information is around 3160 infrared range. That means in color range, 316 nanometers point to untreated gem. So if you forgot to subscribe, please subscribe. We are moving to next lesson in next week. It is lesson number 51. If you have subscribed and click the bell icon, you will get it as soon as it is uploaded. Be kind enough to leave a comment. After reading, your comments will improve my service. Always follow the lesson number and write down a note with your book. Then you can pass the contents to your brain to save. Without that, you can't save inside the brain. We will meet in next week, Saturday, 5 p.m.